Welcome back to the mountain today. We've been parking our 1958 dump truck here in the garage, and we have a little bit of a puddle growing underneath. That means the dump truck lift cylinder, the top of it's leaking. So let's take a look at that. But I think before we start taking stuff apart, we should go for a drive. I'm just assuming it's going to start. So starting this thing's pretty straightforward. We take off the emergency brake, we turn the key on, we pull the choke out, maybe stomp the accelerator a couple times, and then we step on the starter button. Perfect. Now the oil pressure is a little bit slow coming up. This has a small tube going from the engine all the way up to the gauge, and that oil in there is pretty cold today, so that's why it's slow. We'll see what it tops out at. It's up to almost 40 right now. And backing out of the garage is always fun. Can't see nothing. Fire alarm's going off. We have too much pollution in the air. We'll let Mrs. P worry about the fire alarm. This little rearview mirror over here, but I can't see nothing down the driveway. Well, we're slowly moving backwards. Can't really see nothing out the back either. I do see a road back there, that's good. All right, we made it far enough backwards. Let's put this thing in first gear. We could probably go straight to second gear because first gear really doesn't go very fast. Yeah, first gear is pretty low, but we're gonna let it keep warming up because it's not quite warm yet. Now my whole process was just to back the truck up a little bit to clean up the puddle underneath it. But you know, it's a nice day out. Might as well go for a drive. It is pretty hard though to hold the camera, shift the gears. Wow, look at the clouds. Mountain tops are up in the clouds today. It's kind of cool. Cruising right along. It says we're doing 25. I don't believe it. So I guess that's enough driving around for today. Let's head back to the barn and see if we can figure out how to take this dump cylinder out and get it fixed. Alright, we got to come to a stop. Put this thing in first gear. Oh, it's got to come all the way to a stop. And now we'll go up this hill. Don't know if we're gonna make it. Don't take out the well house. All right, we made it. So we're gonna let the truck idle out here for a few minutes, and I'm gonna go in and clean the garage floor, then we'll get it inside. All right, here's what I was talking about underneath the truck. There's a bunch of this hydraulic fluid. It's coming out of the dump cylinder. So let's get that cleaned up. Put a few paper towels down, get the most of it up. All right, we'll say that's good enough. Let's get the truck in here. And let's run this bed up so we can see what the problem is. And to do that, all we really have to do is shift this PTO into gear, pull this handle. But I have to get back in the truck to do that. All right, we have the PTO engaged, putting the bed up. Like that's about as high as it's going to go with the fluid that's in the system. We're going to leave the bed up and turn the truck off. That way we're not breathing all the carbon monoxide in here. We need to go ahead and build something to support this bed so it doesn't fall when we're taking that cylinder out. So this cylinder here is pressed into a T-fitting up on the top. We could either pull this thing apart, probably a bad idea. We could see if that bolt is loose that we could pull out, and then we'll have to drive this out. It doesn't go all the way through, so it's got to come out this end. And that cylinder looks pretty worn, but this top plate will come off. So yeah, first thing, we want to support the bed. All right, I wedged board in here temporarily, but we got to go up on the hill and get some good boards so we can prop this thing up properly. Prop it up properly? That sounds about right. All right, we're up here at the RV barn. I have some lumber over here. Let's get a few pieces. Looks like we have some 2x6 blocks, some 2x4s. Perfect. That should be enough to make something. So I think I came up with a plan. Use some of these yellow pine 2x4s, wedge them in here so they can't fall off the frame, and I'll probably screw something across the front. And then they're going to push up under the bed up here, and we'll let the bed down to compress it. Kind of got to get that cylinder a little bit shorter for it all to work out. All right, let's secure this thing a little bit better. We have a couple uprights here that are standing on the frame below. They're screwed together so they're not going to separate, but there's nothing to stop this from falling out if the bed goes up for any reason. So let's secure that a little bit better. Now I'm pretty sure this isn't going to go anywhere. We also need to build a cross support for this cylinder. Once we try to remove this end here, we're going to try to push that cylinder back in to pull it out of that socket. And I don't know how much this thing weighs, but I'm sure it's more than I can carry. So let's put something under there. All right, we have a nice 2x4 wedged under the frame, supporting that cylinder. We have our bed supports here, holding all this steel up above us. Wow, that looks heavy. And I went ahead and wedged our 2x4 oak support back up here in the front. Better safe than sorry. And next thing to do is to push the dump bed controller back in. That'll put all the weight on here, and with any luck, nothing on that cylinder. Now, we're really not sure what we're getting into here. There is a bolt in the middle. It looks like it's firmly captured. Let's tap on that with a hammer a little bit, because anything that doesn't move, you need to tap it with a hammer. And we just want to see. All right, so that thing is pretty loose. So there's a snap pin on the bottom. We're going to drive that thing out and then see if we can compress the cylinder. And I don't know how we're going to do that. Looks like we can grab it up here with a clamp or something, worst case. But let's get that pin out and then figure it out. All right, the cotter pin came out pretty easy. Let's persuade this thing up. seems to be moving okay. With any kind of luck, we can just grab onto it. No, it is not. It's not going to be that easy. So the right thing to do would be take a drift and a hammer and drive it up from the bottom. That way, if there's any movement, at least the drift is going to hold the weight. Oh, I can't even reach in here. Man, everything is sketchy in here. I'm glad the pin's coming out easy. Come out of there, pin. Okay. So this pin looks like it's been in there about 100 years or so. We'll get that cleaned up a little bit before it goes back in. And now we have to worry about trying to get this cylinder extracted out of this socket. Now I hope we don't have to use any heat on it. We're first going to try putting our drift down in here and pry it a little bit. See if we can get any kind of movement. Movement would be good. Go. So what we're looking for is some separation right here somewhere as we wiggle this thing with a pin. Oh yeah, it's moving. This might be easier than expected. The first technique we're going to use is just wrap a rag around it and try to pull on it and see if it moves. And it's absolutely moving, so that's good. Now I'm expecting this piece is going to drop when I get this thing out of here. We're pretty sure the cylinder's not going to drop. So that thing's going to make a noise and probably scare the bejesus out of me. But let's just keep going. Now, is anything else going to move in here? I don't think so. And there it goes. And it didn't scare me too bad, so that's good. All right, so this piece can now swing out of the way. Perfect. This is actually going better than expected. Next thing we need to do is take some Scotch-Brite and clean all this up, because we're gonna have to pull this end cap off and slide it over the end. And it's not a big deal for taking it apart, but when we go to put it back together, we don't want to ruin the new hydraulic seals. So let's get that cleaned up before we do anything else. I think first we'll hit it with a little bit of a wire brush, because it's got all kinds of nasties on it. It has paint. We're gonna have to scrape this thing. Razor blade might scrape that paint better than anything else. We're just going to keep slowly working at this. It's not a race. The longer I'm out here working on the dump truck, the less work Mrs. P will have for me inside. So that's good. All right, but we just got to get all this paint off and any other schmutz on this cylinder. All right, I think I've done all I could do with the Scotch-Brite, or with the razor blade. Now we're going to hit it with some aluminum oxide Scotch-Brite. That's the red type. And we're just going to try to get any stuff off of here. The reason you want to use the aluminum oxide is the aluminum oxide is softer than the underlying steel, so you won't mess up any of the steel. And this cylinder should be chromed, but it doesn't look like it has chrome around this end. It looks like it's been pretty worn down over the years. But this part of the cylinder doesn't go inside the hydraulic, so I'm not too worried about it. We just don't want to mess up our seals when we slide them in over this end cap. All right, we're going to say that that's good enough. Perfect. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it's close enough. See here, it still has a little bit of paint residue or something right there, but it's not really raised up. I can't grab it with my fingernail, so it should be okay. There's a little bitty lip here, but I think that's okay. So let's go and see if we can get this end cap pulled off. That should be messy. That end cap's looking like a 5/8 wrench type scenario. Yep, that's about it. Ooh, these are dead loose. Maybe we should have tightened these up first. Maybe it's not leaking in the middle. Maybe it's just leaking underneath these bolts. Oh my goodness, I would be so upset if it wasn't leaking all this time except under these bolts. Trying to wipe all the goo out so it doesn't get underneath the gasket. And there's lots of goo in here. All right, so these bolts are almost, they were almost finger tight. So that's maybe where a leak was coming from. But since we're this far into it, we're going to go ahead and make sure. Ooh, there was a little pop there, like maybe there's a spring behind it. You got to love it when you start taking things apart and it moves differently than you expect. This bolt doesn't seem to have any spring tension on it yet. No, that seems all right. No lock washers, no nothing. I don't think this has ever been apart because it has all the original green paint. And I don't have a schematic to know what the cylinder looks like inside, but I'm guessing that this top seal will have a gasket underneath the steel plate. And this steel plate should just pop right off, I would think. Or we have no idea. Yeah, it's moving. Okay, that's good. Get some eyes in here first before we commit. That is pretty nasty. And all it has, well, let's get it out here and we'll take a look at it. And there's all this packing in here, which just looks like twine. So these are the 3 bolts that came out. There aren't any lock washers on it or any kind of washers at all. There is some of the original green paint. They're not drilled for safety wire or anything, and they were mostly loose. Now this is the packing that was in there. There's some kind of string packing. Looks like there's more of that. Let's see if we can get all that out of there. See what we're up against. And then there's a gasket here. And the gasket is in, let's say, less than ideal shape. So we're going to need some gasket material to make one of those. And we're going to clean this thing up and see what it is. But it looks like it's just a channel that has some wrapped cord in it. And I'm guessing it pushes down inside something on the inside. Let's get this thing cleaned up. I also want to try to take some video down inside this cavity. So I think I want to start up the dump truck, see if we can extend this cylinder just a little bit to see if there's any seals inside there that might pop out, because there's something in there, but I can't get it to come out. So let's see if we can force the issue. And also I noticed we now have a leak coming from the front of the truck. Uh-oh. That looks like radiator. Well, we'll put it on the list of things to work on. All right, we were able to use our little pick and we got a seal to pop out. It looks like there's a chevron seal behind that. See if we can get it to pop out too. I think I'm going to do this off camera so we don't damage it too much. Then I'll show you what we ended up with. All right, so it looks like we have 3 chevron seals and they're rounded on the top. They have a little groove in the bottom. The next seal fits into that groove and the next seal fits into that. And then there's a stainless steel or a steel washer on the bottom. And it looks like it's backed up with a spring in here. So we're going to grab some measurements, grab these seals, and see if the hydraulic shop's open today. Probably not. It's Saturday. Well, we made it to the hydraulic store. So they're not open. We're going to have to continue this project next week. But until then, you guys get outside, do something fun, come back and tell me about it.